My name is Jamia Stokes, and this is project number 1 for Math 231. And today we're going to just be talking about section 2.3, addition and subtraction, and then I'm going to also hit a little bit on 2.4, multiplication. So first things first, let's start with the number line. This is going to be the easiest way to learn how to count, meaning add and subtract. We're going to also hit a little bit on subtraction as well, but first let's talk about adding. So adding is just the basic way. So 5 plus 8, we'll start with that equation. 5 plus 8, okay, and 5 plus 8 is 13. So this is your basic way of adding. You just count, basically just counting the numbers, and you get an answer, and our answer has to be 13 today. So, but today we're going to learn how to count using a number line. So first, let's draw out your number line, and we're going to number it 1 to 15. Starting from 0. Okay, so once you got your number line all drawn out to 15, you're gonna put your finger on 5, because 5 is our base number, and this is the number that we're gonna be using to start off with. So put your finger on 5, okay, 5's right here, and then you're just gonna count 8 spaces, okay? So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? And you reach 13. So you put a dot on the number 13 because that is your answer, and that is how you count using a number line. Okay, so let's do another one, just so I can break it down a little bit more in depth. So this time we're going to do 2 plus 2, and 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. So this time will be the same exact thing. So draw your number line to 15. Once you got your number down to 15, you're going to put your finger on 2, and you're going to count 2 spaces. So 2, 1, 2, and you land on 4, and that is your answer. That's your answer for this equation, and that's your answer for the number line. So that's how you add using a number line. So now we're going to talk about that's how you subtract using a number line. And it's the same thing, you just count, you're just subtracting. And when you add, make sure you count going, hold on, let's see. When you add, count going to the right. Okay? When you subtract, count going to the left. The left. Okay, and this is just because when you add, you're adding on numbers, and when you're subtracting, you're taking numbers away. So the only way to take numbers away is when you count backwards. And I'm going to show you that in just a minute, and go through that system one more time with you, just to make sure I covered everything in depth. So let's draw your number line again from 0 to 15. Okay, so you have your number line 1 to 15. Okay. So what I mean by counting, going to the right when you're adding, is just like we had 2 plus 2. When you put your finger on 2 and you go 1, 2, you're counting towards the right of the number line. And when you're subtracting, we're going to get to that right now. So let's subtract 10 minus 8. Okay? 10 minus 8. All right? So you're going to put your finger on 10 and you're going to count backwards. And what I mean by backwards, I mean to the left. So this way, you're going to count 8 spaces because 10 is your base. Okay? And 8 is your second number. So you always start with your base number first, and then you count the amount of spaces as your second number. So let's start on 10, and you're going to go back 8 spaces. So 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? And so your dot is going to go on 2 because that is your answer, and that is 10 minus 8. Okay, let's do one more subtraction. Okay, so we have 7 minus 5 today, and we're going to start with the base number. So 7, and you're going to go back 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's 2. So 2 is your answer. Okay. So this is called an equation, and these you're going to be expected to know how to write an equation and find the answer on the number line. Okay. So that is subtraction. That is addition and subtraction. 2.3. All right. 2.3. That is that. And now let's move on to 2.4, and I'm going to talk a little bit about multiplication. I don't think I'm going to have time to talk about division today, but I'm going to hit a little bit on multiplication and the different types of models that we have. So let's start off with circles. So we're going to start off with 3 circles here. Have 3 circles. Okay, and we're gonna put some stars inside of them. So let's do 2 stars, 2 stars, 2 stars, 2 stars. Okay, so we have 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. 3 circles. Okay, so our first number is gonna be 3. Oh, and disclaimer, sometimes, I'm gonna go over here in the corner. Sometimes you can see a multiplication written as an X or a period. So just keep that in mind. They mean the same exact thing, but they're just different ways of writing them. So for today's video, we're gonna use a minus. A period. It means the same exact thing, it's just different ways of writing them. Sometimes you'll see them as an X and sometimes you'll see them as a period. It just depends. But it's the exact same thing and you just multiply the same exact way. So you have 3 circles. So my base number is going to be 3. Okay, and you're going to put your period 3 times what? So there's 2 stars in each circle. There's 2 stars here. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. So that means it's going to be 2 for my second number. And 3 times 2 is 6. Okay? And these are called a set model. Alright? Because it's a set of 3 with the same amount of stars in each. So that is why it's called a set model. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do something similar. Okay, let's do 5 stars. Do 5 circles. 2 stars. 3, 4, 5. All right, so your set model, example number 2, you have 5 circles. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so our first number is going to be 5 because that's how many circles that we have. We have 5, and they each have 2 stars in it. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, don't make the mistake of actually counting the stars. We don't want to know how many we have. We just want to know how much is in each circle. So I don't want to know in the total of all of the stars. I just want to know how many stars are in each circle. So there's 2 stars in each circle. So that is going to be your answer, not the quantity. Okay? So 5 times 2 is 10. And that is your answer. So all you have to do is just figure out how many how many circles you have and how many stars. This is your equation part, and then you just have to simply just multiply the 2, and then you get your answer, which is 10. Okay? And that, like I said again, is a set model. And there's other sets and models that we're going to talk about today as well. So let's hit the second one that I want to discuss today too. So this one is called a multiplication tree model, and you'll see why it's called that in a minute. Okay, multiplication tree model. And so this is basically the same thing, but just a little bit different, but the same concept. So you have a tree, basically. You have a tree, and it has 3 branches on it. Only 3. So 1, 2, 3. Let's not look at the arrows just yet. Just look at the branches. So we have 3 branches. 1, 2, 3. So our base number is going to be 3. And then we have 2 arrows on each side. So it's 1 arrow, 1 arrow, 1 arrow, 1 arrow, 1 arrow, 1 arrow. So it's 2 on each side. So it'll be 3 times 2. All right? And 3 times 2 is 6. Now, it always won't be, 3, the ones I've been doing, the 3.3 times 2. It'll be, other numbers as well. So let's do a different one where we add a branch. Okay. Well, we just added a branch now. So let's see how much that'll be. Okay. So now we have 4 branches. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our base number is going to be 4. And they each still have 2 arrows on the end of it. So it'll be 4 times 2. Okay. So there you go. That's the multiplication tree model. And let's talk about the rectangular area model. Okay. And you'll see why this is called a rectangular area model, because for one, you have to draw a rectangle. Okay, so let's do that really quick. Okay, so I have a rectangle here. And if you count going down, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This box is going down. So the 7 is going to be your base number times. And if you count going across, you have 1, 2, 3. 3 boxes. And 7 times 3 is 21. Okay? But make sure that you always count going down first, because counting down is going to be your biggest number. So counting down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3, 1, 2, 3, and then your answer is 21. Okay? And that's all we're going to have time for today. So we went over addition and subtraction, 2.3, and then I hit a little bit on multiplication from 2.4. Okay? 2.3, 2.4. Thank you, and that's going to be all for today. Have a good day.